So far, we've been thinking about the cubes that we have been drawing as closed boxes. But what if we wanted to open up a box so that people could see inside the box and know that the box was three-dimensional and open? So let's go ahead and think about drawing a box that has come from the delivery person, and it's come to your home and you open it up and those flaps are open and we can see inside the box. So if we plan our drawing, we need to leave room for the open flaps. So our box, our cube, should start further down. So let's go ahead, maybe right in the middle is where we're going to put our two dots that are close together and our two dots that are far apart. And this is the same cube we've been drawing so far. Same one. So now that we know how to do this, we can do this pretty quickly. Let's connect our dots to make our foreshortened diamond shape. Three sides come straight down, middle one comes down farther. Double check that middle one is coming down farther. That gives us the downhill line and the uphill line. Here we go. You're pretty quick at these by now. And let's just stop right there today. We're going to hold off on shading and shadows just for a minute while we get the rest of our drawing in place. In our imagination, we can see one set of flaps is opening this way, and one set of flaps is going to be opening this way, because on each of the four edges of the top of our box, there's a cardboard flap. These two open that way. These two are going to open towards us, so the viewer can peek inside the box. Now, the first thing we need to do to open the box is to draw this line right here, which is the line where these two sides of the inside of the box meet. The second thing we're going to start to add is the flaps. And we're going to draw twin lines. That means two lines that are exactly the same size and exactly the same angle. Our first twin lines are going to come from these corners of our box. And I've decided mine are going to go like that. And you can see these lines are the same length and they're the same angle. So double check that they're the same length and the same angle. If they are, you can connect the ends of those, and there's flap number one going off into the distance. So it goes off to the back of the box. Let's do another flap right here. Two more twin lines, and they can be at any angle you like. Maybe these ones are more steep. Maybe this flap is more open than the other flap. And again, these are twin lines, same angle and same size. You can see here's the same angle. I can use my pencil to help me. If they're the same angle and the same size, you can go ahead and connect up these ends. And here's flap number two. These front flaps we've decided are going to be folded down a little more so we can peek over the top of them. So these lines are going to be coming at this angle, heading off in this corner of our paper from these two corners. Here's two more twin lines, this line and this line. If they're the same size and the same angle, we can connect up the ends. And because of overlapping, find your eraser, because this line, this little piece right here that forms that triangle, this is going to be erased. Because of overlapping, the flap is in front of the box itself. That's three flaps. Let's do flap number four, and this can come at any angle you like. Do this and this. They're twin lines. That means same angle and same length. These look good. I'm going to go ahead and connect the ends of these. And once again, I have an overlapping issue right here. Grab your eraser. There is the skeleton of my box in 3D. Now I could stop right there. This would be fine. But if we want to add more of our 3D tricks, we can go right back to our list. Foreshortening, check. Shading, ooh, let's do that. All right, the box is being lit from the back like before. We'll just stick with our same lighting. If that's the if that's the source of light, the dark side of the box is going to be here, just like before, but it's going to be a weird shape this time. It's going to be fitting in underneath our flap. So let's add darkness just on this shape that has no name. And again, we'll use the side of our pencil to get right to those edges. You can turn your paper however you like. We'll leave the flaps for now. We'll come back and do those at the end. Let's just work on the sides of the cube that we already know. With my dirty finger, I will blend this and add some toning so I get a medium over here. So we have dark, medium, and light so far. Now we're going to have other kinds of gray now too, some in-between colors. The mediums, we're going to have more than one medium. We're going to have a darkish medium and a lightish medium. But just get this toning down first. There we go. This is our usual shading we've done so far. Grab your eraser, clean up a little bit. Maybe clean up your flap. Now let's talk about the inside of the box. So the rule on an open container, and this applies to cubes and to cylinders, is if it's dark over here on the outside, it's dark over there on the inside. It will be opposites. So this triangle right here is going to be the same darkness as this. So you can go ahead and use the side of your pencil and add darkness just to this triangle, just here. And blend and blend. And add a medium over here. And this makes sense because if the light is coming from here, this will be dark because it's on the far side, right? The light's coming from here and this is on the inside of the box. The light doesn't jump over, right? The light just hits the outside of the box, not jumping into the inside. Give that a good blend. Make sure your mediums are dark enough. I think I'm going to make that a little darker. There we go. As usual, I have blended outside the lines, so I need my eraser to clean up. And already this box looks super 3D. We'll do the flaps in a second. Let's leave those off just for now. So, foreshortening, check. Shading, yes. Shadows, absolutely. Let's do that. Now, here's an interesting thing. We'll have our usual shadow coming off this way. This one we know. This is our familiar shadow that we've done before. Go give that a blend. And on this box, there is an additional opportunity for some cool shadows. This flap right here, put your finger right there and see this flap is casting a shadow on the side of the box. So we get to add some extra darkness right under this flap right here to show the shadow that's created by the flap. And the same thing under this flap right here. This flap right here, there's going to be shadow underneath that as well. So add just a little bit. And you can see now we're getting into more shades of gray. Right? Before we only had light, medium, dark, but now we've got a couple of in-between kind of mediums. It's a little extra darkness right there. I'm going to go ahead and sharpen up that line because I like it to stick out a little better. Maybe this line will be darker too. So that makes these flaps jump right out. Now these flaps now are all going to be sort of an in-betweenish kind of color because they're facing the sky and light is coming from the sky. So they will have pretty much just medium, light medium sort of toning. So you can just give them just a bit of cardboardy kind of feeling with just your finger. And there is your open container with flaps that are casting a shadow onto the parts of the box underneath it. Take a minute to clean up. And we're going to have a little conversation now about contour lines. What if this box is a moving box? And what if whoever it was who was moving was very organized and they wanted to write the words on the outside of the box that says what's inside. So when the moving people come, they know exactly where to bring the box, right? Maybe this box is filled with books. If that's the case and I want to write books on here, I have to make sure that my letters also are going to go uphill. The letters are going to go uphill as well. Basically, they are like contour lines. So I need a little guideline right here to help me line up the word books. Here's 2 lines. So you want to think back to the days when you used to write your letters in kindergarten and the letters have to touch the top and the bottom. Here we go. Here's books. And the letters touch both lines. Sometimes this takes a little practice. Now my letters slant uphill as well, so all of the things go uphill, including the letters themselves. Maybe this person took a minute to make fancy letters just for fun. So where is this moving box? Maybe this moving box is in the kitchen. Maybe somebody, I'm going to put an exclamation point because this person loves books. You can add an outline to your box if you like it to look a little more cartoony. You can leave those outlines off if you want it to look a little bit more like a photograph, right? Go ahead and give yourself some overlapping. Where's the line? My box is going to be pretty much right up against the wall, so here's the line coming out right about there, right? And it'll be a checkerboard floor because I always think those are fun to do. There's my checkerboard floor. Maybe there's some wallpaper back here just to help people know that it's a wall that goes up and down. Just a little information for whoever's looking at my artwork. Because I'm not there to tell them, so they have to be able to look at this without me, right, and see what's going on. Do I think of everything? Shadows, shading, darkness inside. I got a floor, I got a wall, I got overlapping. This box has checked all the boxes, right? Foreshortening, shading, shadows, overlapping, and even contour lines. All right, so when you're happy with this drawing, go ahead and put a number 4 in the corner. And that's our 4th drawing for today. Let's review them really quickly just to be sure we remember where we were. Drawing number 1, we were drawing a cue ball by itself. We learned how to add contour lines by putting ribbons going up the side. And then we played the contour line game again where we made a puzzle cube. Then we learned how to open up our geometric solid so that we could see inside this shape. And so we can see that there's darkness. It's on alternate sides. Great. I'll see you in the next drawing lesson.